Daily Simple English.
Everyday English made simple.
Someone smiles and says, "So, tell me about yourself."
And suddenly, your mind goes completely blank.
You know your name. You know your job. You know your hobbies. But the words refuse to come out.
So you say, "My name is Nick. I like food."
Food is a safe answer, but today we can do much better. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to give a clear, natural 30-second introduction for 3 situations: meeting someone socially, introducing yourself in a class or professional event, and answering, "Tell me about yourself," in a job interview.
And you won't just listen. You'll build your own introduction with us, one sentence at a time.
Ready? Let's start with a quick before and after example.
Before, my name is Arthur. I am 28. I like music.
After. Hi, I'm Arthur. I'm originally from Brazil, but I live in Toronto now. I work in customer service, and in my free time, I'm really into live music.
Same person, same facts, but the second version sounds warmer, smoother, and much easier to continue.
Today, you'll create your version. First, here is the simple formula we'll use. It has 4 simple parts: your name, where you're from or where you live, what you do or study, and 1 personal detail.
Only 4 pieces. You do not need to tell your whole life story.
Listen to this short example. Hi, I'm Rosie. I'm from Poland, but I live in Berlin now. I work as an English coach, and in my free time, I love reading and going for long walks.
That is already a complete, natural introduction.
Now use this template. Hi, I'm from, and I live in, I work as, or I study. In my free time, I like.
Don't worry if your answer was not perfect. You've already started. Now, let's make each part sound more natural.
The first part is your greeting and name. You only need 1 greeting that fits the situation.
For a relaxed, social situation, say, "Hi, I'm Nick."
For a friendly but professional situation, say, "Hi, I'm Rosie. Nice to meet you."
For a formal situation, say, "Good morning. My name is Nick Taylor. Thank you for meeting with me."
Notice that we are not trying to sound impressive. We are trying to sound comfortable and appropriate.
So maybe don't begin a job interview with, "Hey, what's up?"
And you probably don't need to say, "It is a great honor and pleasure to make your acquaintance," when you meet someone at a cafe.
That sounds like I arrived from the year 1820.
Exactly. Choose the simplest, natural option. Listen and repeat. Hi, I'm Rosie. Nice to meet you.
Now say it with your own name.
Next, give the other person a small map of your life.
The easiest version is, "I'm from Mexico. I live in Madrid."
A smoother version is, "I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in Madrid now."
Originally from tells us where your story began. I live in tells us where you are now.
You can also add time. I've been living in Madrid for 3 years, but this is optional.
Keep it simple if the longer sentence feels difficult.
Listen and repeat. I'm originally from Korea, but I live in Singapore now. Now complete your version. I'm originally from, but I live in, now.
Great. Now connect it to your name. Hi, I'm originally from, but I live in, now. Now comes the question you hear everywhere. What do you do?
There are 3 useful patterns: work as, work in, and work for.
Let me try. I work like a designer.
Not quite. Use work as before a job title. I work as a designer.
So, I work as a nurse. I work as an accountant. I work as an English teacher.
Right. Use work in before a field or industry. I work in healthcare. I work in sales. I work in education.
And work for before a company or organization. I work for a technology company.
Exactly. You can also combine them. I work as a designer for a small technology company.
What about students?
Say, I'm a student. I study business. Or, I'm studying computer science at university.
And if you are between jobs, you can say, I'm currently looking for a new opportunity.
You never have to share more than you feel comfortable sharing. Now choose one pattern and complete it. I work as... I work in... I work for... Or, I'm studying...
Now add it to your introduction from the beginning.
Start with your name, then say where you're from or where you live, and finally, add your work or study. Now we add one personal detail. This is the part that makes you memorable.
But only one detail, not your complete biography.
A hobby is usually the easiest choice. You can say, in my free time, I enjoy cooking.
Or, I'm really into photography.
Or, I'm a big fan of football.
What is the difference?
I enjoy is neutral and safe. I'm really into is friendly and conversational. I'm a big fan of works well for sports, music, films, or other interests.
A good personal detail gives the other person an easy question to ask.
Exactly. If I say, I'm really into photography, you can ask, what do you like to photograph?
You can also use a short personality detail. I'm a bit quiet at first, but I become more talkative when I feel comfortable.
That sounds natural because it is specific. It is better than giving a long list. I'm friendly, creative, hardworking, patient, calm, funny.
That sounds less like a person and more like a resume made by a superhero.
Choose one detail now. In my free time, I enjoy... Or, I'm really into... Now say your complete four-part introduction.
Remember the order: name, place, work or study, and one personal detail. A good introduction should not feel like a speech you perform and then disappear.
It should open the door to a conversation.
After your introduction, you can ask, what about you?
Or make the question more specific. How about you? What do you do?
Or, are you from around here?
Here is a full example. Hi, I'm Rosie. I'm originally from Poland, but I live in Berlin now. I work as an English coach, and I'm really into books and long walks. What about you?
That final question changes the feeling. Now it is a conversation, not an oral exam.
Practice that ending. What about you? Now let's adapt your introduction to 3 different situations.
The facts may be similar, but the focus changes.
Situation 1. Meeting someone socially.
Keep it warm and personal.
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm originally from Korea, but I live in Singapore now. I work in graphic design, and I'm really into street photography. What about you?
Notice the hobby and the friendly question at the end.
Situation 2. A class, conference, or networking event.
Here, say what you do and why you are there.
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm a graphic designer based in Singapore. I mainly create social media content, and I joined this workshop because I'd like to improve my presentation skills and meet other creative professionals.
Still friendly, but more focused.
Situation 3. A job interview.
This is important. A job interview answer is not your full personal history.
Focus on your current role, relevant experience or strength, and why this opportunity makes sense. I'm a graphic designer with 3 years of experience in digital marketing. In my current role, I create social media campaigns for small brands, and one of my strengths is turning complex ideas into clear, visual content. I'm now looking for an opportunity where I can take on larger creative projects and work more closely with an international team.
No family history. No favorite pizza. No minute-by-minute daily routine.
Those details are not wrong. They simply do not answer what the interviewer really wants to know.
So remember,
In a social situation, focus on who you are and add a personal detail that creates connection.
at a class, conference, or networking event, explain what you do and why you are there.
In a job interview, focus on relevant experience, one useful strength, and the professional step you want to take next. Let's fix 5 common mistakes.
Mistake 1. Giving a list with no connection. My name is Leo. I'm 30. I'm from Spain. I'm a teacher. I like films.
Every sentence is correct, but it sounds mechanical. Connect the ideas. Hi, I'm Leo. I'm from Spain, and I work as a teacher. In my free time, I enjoy watching films.
Mistake 2. Sharing too much.
Your first introduction is a doorway, not a documentary.
Choose the details that fit the situation. You can share more later.
Mistake 3. Using the same answer everywhere.
A cafe, a conference, and a job interview need different versions.
Mistake 4. Memorizing every word so tightly that you sound like a robot.
Learn the structure, not one perfect paragraph.
You should be able to change one piece depending on the person and situation.
Mistake 5. Trying to use difficult words to sound intelligent.
Clear English sounds more confident than complicated English you cannot control.
Simple does not mean weak. Simple means the listener can understand you.
Now it's your turn. We're going to build your social introduction together.
You'll hear a prompt. Say your answer during the pause.
First, your greeting and name. Second, where you're from and where you live. Third, your work or study. Fourth, one hobby or personal detail.
Now put all 4 parts together. Speak for about 20 to 30 seconds.
As you speak, follow this order: your name, your place, your work or study, and one personal detail. Great. Now add one question. What about you?
Let's do it one more time. This time, do not follow my prompts. Say the introduction from memory in your own words.
That second attempt may already feel smoother. Fluency grows when you retrieve the idea again, not when you only listen again. Now listen to a natural conversation. Notice how the introduction creates the next question.
Hi, I'm Nick. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Rosie. Are you from around here?
Not originally. I'm from the UK, but I've been living in Madrid for a few years.
Oh, nice. What brought you to Madrid?
I work in education, and I wanted to experience living in another country. I also love the food and the energy here.
That sounds great. What do you do in education?
I teach English and create learning content online. What about you?
I'm an English coach and podcast host. I'm based in Berlin, and outside work, I'm really into novels and long walks.
What kind of novels do you like?
Mostly mysteries. I always tell myself I'll read one chapter, and then suddenly it's midnight.
I know that feeling. Except for me, it's one more football match.
Notice what happened. We did not force 10 facts into one answer. We shared 1 or 2 useful details and allowed the conversation to grow naturally. Here are 3 complete models. Listen for the different focus in each one. Model 1. Social. Hi, I'm Anna. I'm originally from Poland, but I live in Berlin now. I work as an English coach, and in my free time, I love reading, trying new cafes, and going for long walks. What about you?
Model 2. Classroom or networking? Hi, I'm Arthur. I work in customer service for a travel company. I'm taking this course because I want to communicate more confidently with international customers and meet other people who are improving their English.
Model 3. Job interview. I'm a customer service specialist with 4 years of experience in the travel industry. In my current role, I support international customers and help resolve booking problems. I'm known for staying calm under pressure, and I'm now looking for a position where I can use my English more often and take on additional responsibility.
The social answer creates connection. The networking answer explains purpose. The interview answer shows professional value.
Let's review. For a simple social introduction, remember 4 pieces.
First, say your name. Then add where you're from or where you live. Next, mention your work or study. Finally, add one personal detail.
Then adapt the focus to the situation. For a social conversation, create connection.
For a class or networking event, explain what you do and why you are there.
For a job interview, focus on relevant experience, a strength, and your next professional step.
Your challenge today is to write a 3 or 4 sentence social introduction in the comments.
Use this starter if you need it. Hi, I'm originally from, but I live in now. I work as, or I study. In my free time, I enjoy.
Then read your comment aloud twice. The first time, read it. The second time, look away and speak from memory.
That is how this video becomes real speaking practice, not just another lesson you watched.
If this lesson helped you speak more confidently, subscribe to Daily Simple English and practice with us again in the next episode.
Keep it clear, keep it natural, and give people a small, memorable picture of who you are.
See you next time.
Bye!